Welcome back here to Daytona. I'm Eric Burton here in the broadcast booth. Happy to have you back with us here on March of 531. We are getting set now for Gander RV Duel Race number 2. The race will set the outside row for Sunday's Daytona 500. 24 cars are lined up on pit lane, awaiting to go green here in Duel Race number 2. It'll be 24 laps just like Duel Race number 1. And on the pole we have William Byron, a sophomore driver out of Hendrick Motorsports, who qualified second on the outside of the front row on pole day. So he will lead us down to green here in duel number 1, alongside the number 1 of Kurt Busch out of Chip Ganassi Racing. On row 2, we have a couple of Fords with Eric Almirola and Michael McDowell. Had strong runs in qualifying. They'll be on row number 2. Now, we just witnessed Brendan Gaughan race his way into the 500, so he is the 39th driver locked in to the Daytona 500. But we have 4 more drivers in this race that have yet to determine their fate on whether they will make the 500 or not. Let's take a look at those 4 drivers. We have the 99 of Kyle Weatherman, running for Rookie of the Year for Starcom Racing, looking to make his first 500 start in his career. Landon Castle has a full-time ride, but that ride begins next week at Atlanta. Landon Castle did not have a ride for the Daytona 500 until a couple of weeks ago. He got a call from Ricky Benton Racing. He needs to get this 92 car in the show along with Greg Golding, another driver running full-time with a new team in SS Greenlight Racing. Greg Golding looking to make his 3rd Daytona 500 start, along with Harrison Rose out of Rick Ware Racing. Harrison Rose has yet to make the 500 before. This will be his first attempt at the Great American Race. He'll start 24th in this race in the 52 car. Now let's sit it down trackside for the opening ceremonies.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. Drivers, start your engines!
All right, the cars are now leaving pit lane. Let's take a look at your starting grid for this race. We have William Byron and Kurt Busch, your front row. We already went through the top 4 on the grid. Eric Almirola and Michael McDowell. Row 2. We have Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin on row number 3, the 12 and the 11. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and Daniel Hemrick, along with Daniel Suarez and Joey Logano. That is your top 10 on the grid. As you take a look at the rest of the starting grid, highest rookie on the grid, the 31 of Daniel Hemrick out of Richard Childress Racing. And we just got done with duel race number 1, and we saw a very calm race. There was 24 laps of green flag racing, really no 3 or 4 wides, really a calm race. And what history normally shows is if one race is calm, the next race isn't. So what will we see here in duel race number 2? William Byron and Kurt Busch, Eric Almirola and Michael McDowell, your front 4 starters. And let's look at the drivers who must race their way in one more time. Harrison Rhodes in the 52. You have the 08 of Greg Golding, 92 of Landon Castle, and the 99 of Kyle Weatherman. There's the 23 of AJ Allmendinger. He was another open team who had to qualify his way in or race his way in, but AJ was able to get GMS Racing into the 500 during pole day last Sunday. So, like we said, this race will set the outside row for the 500. So whoever wins this race, with the exception of William Byron, will start 4th in the biggest race of the year, as we are underway here in duel race number 2. And it's a nice jump on the inside with a 24 of William Byron. There's the 10 of Eric Almirola, now going in 2nd place in the 10 on the inside of Kurt Busch. Almirola won the last time we won a restrictor plate at Talladega last October. Then you have the number 12 of Ryan Blaney, who has been very good on the super speedways. Almost won the 500 1 year ago, but so did Almirola. They both had great runs for the win. Both came up short though, and they're behind the 24 of William Byron from Charlotte, North Carolina, the college student from Liberty University. In his second year in the Cup Series, he will lead lap number 1 here in dual race number 2. Ryan Blaney now up into second place. There's the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who's been very good at this type of racing the last several years. It's also kind of around some guys' cage, really has annoyed a lot of drivers with his racing style, as Blaney makes a move for the lead, but Stenhouse stays on the outside with William Byron. So can Blaney complete the pass here on Byron? Almirola's going to come up through the middle in that 10 car, but I believe Blaney's going to get that lead away from William Byron. But not a lot of help. The 12 car goes to the lead, and he's bringing that 41 of Daniel Suarez along with him in that Eris Ford Mustang. Suarez leaving Joe Gibbs Racing, going over to Stuart Haas Racing here in 2019, and the driver who took his place, he's right there fourth on the inside, the 19 of Martin Truex Jr. Pushing the 38 of David Reagan now up the front. David Reagan, another driver who's very good on strict plate tracks, Daytona and Talladega. He knows how to draft. He knows how to get in the front, even though he's driving a car that's not normally capable of running up front. That's what this type of racing does. Allows these underfunded teams to shine and make their way towards the front. And that's what we're seeing right now with a 38 of David Reagan. But we see it every year at a Reagan and at a lot of these guys like Matty Benedetto, and there's Landon Castle, that 92 car. Now Denny Hamlin, Joe Logano stuck in the middle in that 22, and Logano just barely gets down to the inside lane right in front of Ty Dillon in that 13 car. And one car has already lost the draft. That is the 52 of Harrison Rhodes. Now, we saw Stephen Light lose the draft in dual race number 1, but we did not get a yellow. And Rhodes has already lost the draft, and we are only 4 laps into the race. So unless we get a caution, that could be the end of Rhodes' day early here at Daytona. And as Blaney has kept the lead for last couple of laps, is Suarez and Truex second and third, with Benedetto and Almirola their top 5. Landon Castle currently in 6th place. He is now the highest driver of the 4 open cars right now. Landon Castle is in the show, but you have to come all the way back here to around 19th place to find the next guy in Gray Golding. So Landon Castle is doing a very good job at working his way up through the field right now. He's just outside the top 5 in that 92 car. Ryan Blaney continues to lead. We've seen now Matty Benedetto drive by the 19 of Martin Truex to take 3rd spot away, but now here comes the 19 who wants his spot back here on the inside of his new Toyota teammate, and Matty Benedetto. Almirola wanted to get down in front of that 92 car, but he was unable to make it happen. Now here comes the 19 for 2nd place. Martin Truex on the inside of Suarez in the 41. Ryan Blaney's led all 5 laps so far in that 12 car. Martin Truex second, Matty Benedetto, and here comes Suarez fighting back on the outside. He has his teammate Eric Almirola behind him, but what we're seeing though, and we saw this in dual race number 1, the outside lane doesn't seem to have any speed or any momentum or any grip here at this point. I mean, the outside lane is just not strong, and so a lot of these guys are on that inside lane. That's really how they're making the passes. A lot of guys like to come off turn 2 and go right to the outside wall, but all that does is open that bottom lane up, and now that's what we're going to see out of the 19, the Martin Truex Jr. for the lead on the 12 of Ryan Blaney. And how about Landon Castle, who also very good at this type of racing up here trying to get second away in that 92 car. Ricky Benton Racing's been a Truck Series team for several years, and they'll be running again in 2019 with Parker Klugerman behind the wheel. But this 92 team, this is only their second year in the Cup Series. They ran a couple of races last year with Davey Gilliland and Timothy Peters. That's it. I mean, this is a very new team to the Cup Series, and they're doing a great job here with Landon Castle behind the wheel, trying to get second away in that 92 car. We have Blaney, who's been fast all through Speed Weeks. Ryan Blaney won the class last Sunday, so he knows how to go to victory lane here in Daytona. And right now they are trying to chase down that 19 of Martin Truex Jr. And Martin Truex, he got taken out in the clash early on last Sunday. Martin Truex did not, I think he only completed about 3 laps in that race, so that was really a disappointing effort for the 19 who really wanted to use that race as a dress rehearsal for the 500. Landon Castle, Ryan Blaney, they are still side by side for second. Blaney's not giving it up. This is really the first time we've seen that outside line really hold on all day long. We have not seen nothing out of that outside lane, but they're doing a pretty good job right now with the 12 of Ryan Blaney hanging on the outside of Landon Castle. And he saw Martin Truex come off turn 4, trip high to pick up Blaney. Gonna do it again right there, but then he'll drop low to pick up Landon Castle, trying to manipulate both lanes. It's an easy way to hold on to the lead. And we're seeing that right now with Martin Truex Jr. as Joey Logano now moving his way up to the front. Logano in that 22. We are now already 10 laps in. Going to the inside of his teammate Ryan Blaney, and it looks like he will get to the inside of Landon Castle. So it's now Truex and Logano first and second. And now you have Stenhouse and Denny Hamlin. We see a lot of guys with a little bit more experience than a guy like Landon Castle or Matthew Benedetto or Ryan Blaney even. They're going in the front here on the inside of the lane with Truex, Logano, Stenhouse, and Denny Hamlin. And on the inside, you see that little green and white. That's Greg Golding. You know, he started off slow. He's now starting to work his way up through the field. He has Kyle Williman right behind him. They're not far away from that 92 Landon Castle. And we've seen the outside not really perform well all night long. So you think about it, if something happens and Castle gets stuck in the outside lane and can't get down, could that be a way for Greg Golding or Kyle Williman to take advantage of it? They would sneak their way into the show. But I don't know, because see the 92's got back in the inside lane and he's looking at going back to the front as Logano and Hamlin stuck on the outside as here comes Stenhouse and Truex picking up the outside lane. That gives them just a little bit more momentum, a little bit more speed, a little bit more time to see if they can make a pass on that 31 of Daniel Hemrick. Replacing Ryan Newman over at RCR. Smoky Mountain coming on board as a primary sponsor for the Daytona 500. As Stenhouse now takes a look for the lead. We've seen Ryan Blaney take the lead and hold it. We've seen Martin Truex take the lead and hold it for a while. Now it's 17's turn of Stenhouse to try to get that lead away from the 19 of Martin Truex. And how about the rookie in that 31 from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Daniel Hemrick. Up here now in second place in that 31 car. But he's not the only surprise up here. You have Landon Castle, AJ Allmendinger for GMS Racing. You have there's Bubba Wallace in that 43 stuck in the middle. And there's comes Greg Golding now on the inside, that 08. And you have Weatherman falling back now on the outside. You have 15 of Ross Chastain, the number 7 of Reed Sorensen. There's Scott Legacy Jr. making his Cup Series debut for TriStar. He's lost the draft in 23rd place, and Harrison Rhodes also has lost the draft. We are already past the halfway point in this race, and he is 22 seconds behind race leader Ricky Stenhouse. If you think about it, that might be enough time for these guys to catch that 52 car and put them a lap down. Something to think about as we get closer to the end of this race. But one thing that duel number 1 and duel number 2 have in common, pretty clean, pretty calm. We have yet to see a yellow flag here tonight, and it is all Stenhouse leading Daniel Hemrick Landon Castle jumped out of lane, but the 23 did not go with him. That's enough to give that 31 enough momentum to drop down in second place. Look at these names on the inside. We have Stenhouse, not really surprised when it comes to Daytona Talladega. We have Hemrick, first ever 500. Landon Castle driving an underfunded car in third place. Bubba Wallace, his second year in the series. He finished second in the 500 1 year ago. You have William Byron, who doesn't have a lot of experience in this sort of racing. You have the 23. AJ Allmendinger has a lot of experience, but Allmendinger is done for GMS Racing, which is a new team. This is GMS's first 500 or first ever Cup Series attempt, and this is also the only race scheduled to compete here in 2019 at this point in time. But I tell you what, that 08 of Greg Gaulding, he is starting to work his way up through the field in that 08 car. He is getting closer and closer to the 92 of Landon Castle, but we will have 9 laps to go at the line to see who will qualify for the Daytona 500. Ricky Stenhouse continues to lead and try to hold off both lanes. And we've seen a lot of Fords up here, but we also see a lot of Chevrolets. We've seen the Toyota of Martin Truex and Denny Hamlin. So it's kind of hard to pick a favorite on who could be the favorite going into the 500, or at least what manufacturer could be the most dominant. As you see Logano now going to the inside, that is for second place in the 22 car. Look further back here, there's David Reagan on the outside with William Byron, Ty Dillon, 13, making his fourth 500 start. Ryan Blaney, he dominated the first half of the race, but now he finds himself outside the top 15, only in 19th place for Ryan Blaney. And he only has about 8 laps to go here in duel number 2. And there's Kyle Weatherman. He knows his time is running out if he wants to race his way in. Here's Chastain. It is about a 21 car pack at the front. 3 drivers have lost the draft, and it is Stenhouse and Logano first and second at the front. Now you have Daniel Hemrick back in third. Martin Truex is working his way up. Couple of new players on the inside. How about Chris Buescher? Top 5 in both races 1 year ago. Chris Buescher up here inside the top 5, trying to get a nice spot here for the 500. And Buescher now looks to the inside and looks like he may even take the spot away from the 19 of Truex. And he does. How about a pass by Chris Buescher? They'll move him up into 4th place in that 37 car. Martin Truex will now jump into 5th place behind the 37. Now Buescher, he's not done yet. Here he goes to the inside for the Hemrick. Does he have enough to run to get alongside the 31? No, he does not. Hemrick shuts the door in that 31 car. Here comes another guy moving up on the inside. That's Daniel Suarez on the inside of Martin Truex Jr. So Truex dropping back in the outside lane. So now 4 to 6. Update on Landon Castle. He is still the highest open car on track right now, just outside the top 5. He's around 8th place at the moment. But then back here, Greg Gaulding, 19th. Kyle Weatherman, 20th. They're having a hard time working their way up to the guys up front, especially that 92 Landon Castle. Now here comes Buescher to the inside, but Suarez makes it 3 wide. What a move by the 41. Great run by the 41 of Daniel Suarez. He makes it 3 wide, puts Chris Buescher in the middle, and Daniel Hemrick up top with really no help in that 31 car. Now will Martin Truex get trapped on the bottom with no help? Doesn't look like that will be the case as the top 3 all drop down to pick up the inside lane, and now they move back up to the top, and then back to the bottom in turn number 1. 5 laps to go before 4 to go next time by with Stenhouse, Logano, Suarez, Truex, and Almirola, your top 5. And now we have Denny Hamlin in 6th. And how about Ryan Blaney? We just saw Blaney back around 19th place not long ago. He's now up here battling to get back inside the top 5 in that 12 car. There's Landon Castle. Still in the transfer spot. And it'll be 4 laps to go. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., has 2 career wins in the Cup Series coming at Daytona and Talladega. Both came in 2017. Made the playoffs, but in 2018, he missed the playoffs. And look at that, right up ahead is that 52 of Harrison Rhodes. A Live.com Casino Ford Mustang. And he's over 2 seconds slower than our leaders. And with 3 laps to go, they are definitely going to catch that 52 car. Look at the distance the 17 in the lead pack is away from the 52 Rhodes. So Rhodes, who qualified 48th, so he was the slowest car in qualifying. It is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in front of the field with Martin Truex Jr. in second, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Daniel Suarez, who's top 5. But that 52 car is right up ahead. And you see Landon Castle is here on the outside lane. And there's Kyle Weatherman in that 99 car. Could this lap down 52 car, could that actually maybe be the saving grace for Weatherman? It won't be the saving grace for that 17. Look at Stenhouse. He's going to get shuffled out of lane here in that 17 car. And here comes Truex to the bottom of that 19. That 52 car is not getting out of the way. He's going to get right in front of the 17 of Stenhouse. And here comes the inside lane to prevail. Martin Truex, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Hemrick. But we got to keep an eye on that 92 car, Landon Castle. Where is he at? There he is, right behind the 22 of Joey Logano. And he has yet been able to get down yet. There goes the Benedetto by. Here comes Byron in that 24 car. As we're coming down on the white flag, time is running out for Greg Gaulding and Kyle Weatherman. Byron's got by Castle. Here comes Bubba Wallace in that 43 car. There's Allmendinger in the 23. Greg Gaulding is coming in that 08 car. Castle, he just can't get down. There's just no room for that 92 to get down. He may have a shot right here. Behind Allmendinger. Can he do it? Here comes Gaulding, but here comes Castle to block. And he does. He gets right in front of the Yoel Gaulding. A nice block to get weight. And Castle drops down in front. But in front of the field it is the 19 of Martin Truex Jr., who took advantage of a lap down car to grab the lead. And to the checker flag, Martin Truex Jr. is finally a winner in Daytona in the Cup Series. Martin Truex Jr. is his first restrictor plate win in the Cup Series. Although it's not necessarily a points race, although it is a points race when you look at the top 10 finishers. But an actual real points race, he has never won, but he finally got at least something out of winning at Daytona. And Martin Truex will be lined up 4th on the grid for Sunday's Daytona 500. That means Harrison Rhodes, who caused a lot of controversy here at the front of the field. Harrison Rhodes will not qualify for the 500, but neither will rookie Kyle Weatherman or Greg Gaulding. They will not make the show, but Landon Castle is in. That means Brendan Gaughan and Landon Castle race their way into the 40-car field for Sunday's Great American Race, the Daytona 500. All right, now time to look at the race results here from Duel Race number 2 as the racing is done for the night here in Daytona. And Martin Truex Jr. is victorious here with Ryan Blaney and Chris Buescher all coming up with the top 3 finishes. Kurt Busch and Daniel Hemrick, a nice strong run in 5th place. Look down in 12th place. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who led almost the second half of the race, got held up with a 52 car, and look what that does. Stenhouse looked to maybe being able to win this race and start 4th. Ends up 12th, and he'll start 24th on Sunday for Ricky Stenhouse. Tough break for the driver out of Roush Fenway Racing, but good news, he has a fast Ford Mustang and certainly going to be one of the contenders here in a couple of days. See A.J. Allmendinger 13th in his GMS Racing Chevrolet, he qualified his way in on last Sunday with Suarez in 14th, and Landon Castle races his way into the show in 15th place. Another victim of the 52 car, this Hamlin Logano all the way back in 18th, David Reagan 20th, and Harrison Rhodes rounds out the field of 24. You see the names in red. They indicated they have missed the 500, meaning that Rhodes, Golding, and Weatherman. Their speed weeks is officially over here, as they will not race in the Daytona 500. But now it is time to look at the starting grid for the 61st annual Daytona 500. We already knew that the front row was Harvick and Byron, but we did not know third place on down. But now we know it'll be Clint Bowyer and Martin Truex making up row number 2. And look at the rest of your starting grid for Sunday's race. Next on-track activity will be the NASCAR Gander Outdoor Truck Series from Daytona, while qualifying and the race tomorrow to kick off the 2019 Truck Series campaign. That is all here tomorrow on March 531. Thank you guys for joining us here tonight on this great Thursday night of racing. And congrats to your race winners Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. And we will see you tomorrow for Truck Series activity here from Daytona.